Wabarakatuh. I'm Nurulzatushima with Karim, who present about sustainable waste management practice for construction waste prevention. Okay, for introduction, the waste generated in construction or the emission of structure can be described as waste materials, and the construction industry generate a whole variety of waste depending on the amount and form of waste, such as the construction paste, up-over and on-site practice. Construction waste is classified as unused material or material which are produced in the construction or demolition, including work of enhancement, preparation, repair or alteration. And construction waste contribute to major municipal waste in Malaysia. Construction and demolition waste generate about 26,000 tons of waste that daily which make way to the landfill to be catered. So this is becoming a pressing issue as the landfill that is available in Malaysia now are being fully loaded, and there are new landfill that are being opened to cater the waste generated by the municipality, which includes the construction and demolition waste. So the main reason for construction waste are designed for the defect, inadequate procurement and planning for the improper material handling, raw material residue and unforeseen modification to building design. The development and implementation of a systematic and realistic integrated waste management plan that handle the construction waste and time is a potential way to solve this problem. So the possible solution is a systematic and pragmatic integrated waste management plan that manage the quantity and kind of the construction waste and to develop and implement it. On the next slide is about the waste management practices. So the waste management practices is a strategy that can cater the problem of construction waste. So there is a few strategy, and the most popular is like a 3R. 3R is reduction, reuse, and recycling of the waste. Reduce is known as a self-reduction because the waste has been reduced from the start by reducing the material that will be used from the source before the waste becoming a physical problem. And the reuse means returning part of product waste seem to be used for the same purpose repeatedly, and this effective reuse retain the existing structure of the material or article and requires no extra time or energy. And the recycling means that the product that is otherwise thrown away is isolated, stored, processed and commercialized and eventually used. Then we have IBS. IBS is the industrialized building system. It is a construction process that uses technologies, material, component or building method. So IBS is widely known for the term for preparation, concept, implementation, component, and IBS is widely known for the term for preparation, concept, implementation, and understood by common practitioner. And IBS is responsible for the substantial reduction in waste which can be agent of building efficiency and the manner in which natural resource use can be reduced. Okay, the next is BIM. BIM is stand for the Building Information Modeling. A building information system that model resulting in a data-rich, object-oriented and smart visual representation of the facility which can provide data that is relevant to the needs. In the last 10 years, BIM been the latest engineering method most used in the construction sector, and it is a great tool to use for the green building construction because the early stage of construction by using BIM, so the waste management is applied. For the problem statement, building in Malaysia produces a lot of building waste, causing important long-term impact and increasing public concern in the local community. So in the last 20 years, the production of construction waste product has increased over substantial project building and infrastructure development. For the local construction site are often affected by unnecessary waste that use with the inadequate waste management. And the sustainable waste management is one of the prevention methods that can be applied to prevent the construction waste from becoming a contributor to what the pollution in direct environmental sustainable and then can be achieved. So therefore, this study is conducted to evaluate the sustainable construction waste management to guide the contractor and consultant through this analysis in determining the ranking of sustainable construction waste management. So, for the objective for this study is to evaluate implementation of sustainable construction waste management practices in the design and construction phase at site construction in Pulau Pinang. So to carry out this study, there are methods that we apply for this study is we use a qualitative method, is a questionnaire. There are few stages in the questionnaire. First, we designing the questionnaire, and this questionnaire is consists with two sections. Section A is demographic data for the respondent, and section B is to determine the effectiveness of the current waste management practical. And then also there are three sections, and the section C is to determine the most benefit in implementing sustainable construction waste management. Then the questionnaire is come up with by the review, review, we get the data, and then we determine the questionnaire. Then we go to the pilot study. So the pilot study is the important part that we want to seek the expert advice, and then based on the feedback from the expert, we design the question, and then we distributing the questionnaire toward the consultant and the construction around Pulau Pinang with the grade G4 and above, which are registered under CITB. So the survey is then we analyze with the data analysis using SPSS function 25 to get the result. So for the result for the demographic profile, so they have two sector, which is contractor and consultant, which is consultant is 55% and contractor is 45%. So from the chart also we can say that data from the consultant is important for analyzing the method used in waste reduction at early stage, and while the data contractor is to analyze the implementation waste management at site construction. And the following demographic profile of the respondent is the respondent experience and being involved in the construction industry. So the data shown about the majority of the 55% respondents were having 6 to 9 years experience in waste management, and about 12 and 80% respondents have involved in implemented waste management that more than 10 years. So the data can be concluded that most of the respondents are having most experience in the construction industry, which would not affect the viable finding. Okay, the next, the last for the demographic profile data collected is now the knowledge about construction waste management. This is the rating of the respondent knowledge. Okay, the data collected for this section use a Likert scale. Like rating 1 is the lowest and 5 is the highest. Okay, from the figure, we can say that the respondent answer with a 3, which is moderate, followed by 4, which is quite well, and 5 is very well. The standard deviation of the data is 0.653, and the mean of the data is 3.36, which is quite high considering the maximum value in 5 is 5. So this indicates that average knowledge about the construction waste management of the respondent is quite good, and it can be concluded that most of the respondents have a good knowledge about construction waste management, so the data for the respondent are available for this survey. Okay, for the result of effectiveness of sustainable construction waste management practice in design phase, you can see that the 3R is sit for the first ranking construction waste management, which has 81.8%. So this is not surprising considering the 3R is one of the most common waste management practices. Compared to the building information and MBS, which is more costly of that. Okay, so the next stage is the 57.6% is a produce the good estimate of material and provide space, and the third stage is minimize the need for stakeholding with 45.5% votes. So the result indicate the practices are changing because generally of the strategy is do not cost much compared to the other practices. So the practices may also we have set costs by managing the material properly. It will benefit to the contractor. Okay, and the next result for the benefit implementing construction waste management practices. Okay. Okay, we see the ranking number 1 is good if the benefit is to it can improve of the image of the company. Is a 4.48 and followed by improvement of site construction waste management with the value of 4.5, and as a result implementing waste management practice, the on-site construction waste management also will greatly improve. So the waste management practices make the on-site construction management more systematic and easier to manage. So the waste management will guide the worker and staff to manage the construction waste and make the waste management much smoother. So for the ranking number 3, which means value for 4.44, raw material saving exclusion as construction waste management benefit among respondents because with a good estimate of material for a good waste management practice, the material order also will be reduced, thus saving the raw materials. And the next ranking number 4 is a rising staff awareness with a mean value of 4.21. So by implementing construction waste management practice, the staff will follow the progress of the waste management practice, and then after a while the staff will automatically aware the benefit of the waste management practice, and they will manage their own waste, thus saving the environment. So the last ranking is greater advantages in bidding a tender. And the sum of the respondents do not agree with the greatest advantage in bidding a tender because bidding a tender requires much more criteria from the contractor and not from implementing construction waste management practices alone. However, implementing construction waste management practices does likely have a greater advantages in bidding a tender. So for the conclusion, you can see from the result, they can conclude that the 3 best sustainable waste management that chosen from construction site expertise will be the best solution to prevent the waste generation from harm to environmental pollution. So the reason for most construction players was choosing 3R because it is more cost saving rather than RDM and IBS method. And 3R is also easy to understand and conduct with everyone that has basic knowledge about the recycling, reduce, and reuse. So for the improvement of the image of the company is the most benefit by implementing the sustainable construction waste management. This indicated that the image of the company can be raised through implementing sustainable waste management effective and properly. It's a good sign to the construction industry to start implementing waste management at site. So the result from this study can be as guideline and reference for the all players in construction industry in managing and plan pushing construction waste management. So the minimizing of waste generation will contribute towards sustainable waste using. That's all for me. Thank you very much for listening.